Time to pull up a chair. We've got another great story for you today in the rLounge. At first, the gifts feel sweet, thoughtful even. But then comes the fine print. They don't want love. They want obedience. And if you dare step out of line, suddenly that sushi date meant you signed your life away. Today in the rLounge, when every gift feels like a collar. Did my girlfriend's parents try to plant something in my bag? I need an outside perspective. I really need some advice on how to handle my complicated feelings. My girlfriend comes from a wealthy family and often goes on luxurious international vacations with them. The last 2 times they've traveled abroad, I stayed at their place to dog sit. Her family is incredible and treats me like one of their own, doing so much for me. Meanwhile, I come from a poor background and never went on family vacations. I just graduated college in May and start my job in July. I worked tirelessly to land this job without any family connections, paying my own way through college while working to cover rent and tuition. Here's where it gets tricky. I can't help but feel envious of her life. She never has to worry about money and can do whatever she wants whenever she wants. She's amazing, not stuck up at all, and fully aware of her privilege. She often pays for us when we go out. Yet I can't shake this jealousy about her ability to float through life effortlessly while I have to grind and start my adult life immediately after college. Because it's not about anything she does. I don't know how to bring it up to her. To make matters more complicated, she will be studying abroad in Scotland this year. And if I had the same opportunity, I would take it in a heartbeat. But I just don't have that privilege. How do I cope with these feelings of jealousy and frustration? Update. This is my first time posting on Reddit, and I realized that I left some important information out that pertains to some of the responses. I am a 22 female, and my girlfriend is 21 female. We've been in a lesbian relationship for 2.5 years, and we are both very healthy individuals. Our relationship is secure. We're able to communicate openly about any issues that arise. Besides this one. She loves me for who I am and never makes me feel obligated to buy lavish things for her. When she pays for things, she does so out of kindness and never makes me feel belittled. She understands my financial situation and never judges me for it. Her family is newly wealthy. Her dad grew up poor and made a name for himself as an MD. They just hit bringing in $1 million this year and are continuing to expand. We don't have plans for marriage until our late 20s, and I don't think the solution is to just marry into her family. They've never asked me to join their family vacations, but her parents have paid for things related to my college experience and are currently helping me furnish my first apartment. Her dad also gives me a lot of valuable financial advice, which I am very grateful for. As for the advice I've received here, I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate having new perspectives on the situation and have decided it's best to resolve these feelings within myself, as it wouldn't be beneficial to bring up something to her that she has no control over. Original post. I'm turning to Reddit because I need an outsider's perspective on something that's been really bothering me. For context, my girlfriend, female 24, is getting her doctorate, and her parents financially support her while she's in school. The issue is, they use this support to control every aspect of her life. Where she can live, how much time she can spend with me, female 24, and even the places she's allowed to go. Over time, through a lot of reflection and conversations with me, she realized this isn't normal and plans to fully distance herself once she secures a stable job that can help pay for her degree. We've been together for 3 years, and as time has passed, her parents have started trying to control aspects of my life as well. I grew up poor and have always financially supported myself. I used to drive a beater car that fully gave out, and for Christmas, her parents gifted me one of their cars, which I was incredibly grateful for. I always felt like there was strings attached. For instance, the car isn't registered in my name, which creates issues when trying to renew the registration. It also has an app that allows remote access, starting the car, tracking its location, etc. I never asked for access because I knew they were using it to keep tabs on me. I even got a text from my girlfriend's dad once, letting me know I had left the car door unlocked, confirming to me that they definitely monitor it. Recently, I applied for a job in the city where my girlfriend and her parents live. Since my girlfriend is currently abroad for her doctorate, she wasn't home when I stayed with her parents for the first round of interviews. While I was there, they kept pushing the idea of me living with them to save money to buy a house. I was polite and considered it in conversation, but I knew that wasn't something I wanted. During my visit, my girlfriend's friends invited me to go out to a few bars one night, but her mom had an issue with me being out late, so I ended up not going. Now here's where I need perspective. I flew home that Sunday with just a carry-on bag. I didn't unpack right away, and when I finally did laundry on Tuesday, I found a rusty pocket knife in my load of clothes. I was completely confused because a pocket knife is not something I own or have seen before. I sent a picture to my girlfriend to see if it might belong to her brother and had accidentally gotten mixed up in my stuff. She said she'd never seen it before and sent it to her family group chat to ask if it was theirs. Her parents' responses were, "Mom, what? I I didn't give her any laundry, and it's dirty on top of that, so I definitely wouldn't give her something dirty. Huh. Think about it, love. That's kind of concerning because she didn't check luggage last time she was here. She carried on. She would have been in trouble. Dad, nice, contraband, and she flew with it. Their first reaction wasn't confusion, wasn't, I've never seen that before. It was immediately defensive and focused on how I could have gotten in trouble at the airport. I hadn't even thought about the fact that I flew with it. I was just trying to figure out where it came from. But their reaction combined with everything else has me spiraling. I can't shake the feeling that they might have planted it in my bag to try and get me in trouble. I'm so conflicted because they are nice people and have truly helped me in so many ways. Am I overthinking this, or is this as weird as it feels to me? I would really appreciate any outside perspective. Edit. I'm newish to Reddit, so I don't know if this is how you do updates. After reading through all of your comments on my original post, I didn't realize just how concerning the situation sounded to outsiders. It has given me a lot to think about, and I really appreciate everyone's perspective. I want to talk to my girlfriend about everything, but I'm struggling with how to bring it up. When I got back from my trip, I called her, she lives abroad, and mentioned that her parents were pushing the idea of me moving in with them so I could save money for a duplex, something I've wanted for a while. I told her that, while it could help me financially, I didn't want to do it because it could ruin the current dynamic I have with her parents. I also called to vent about how her mom essentially stopped me from going out with her friends because it was too late. Her response caught me off guard. She agreed that moving in wouldn't be a good idea, but not because of her parents' control issues, because she didn't want to hear me complain about them. This was new for me to hear, especially since she constantly vents to me about how her mom micromanages her life and how her dad does nothing to stop it. That conversation made me feel like I don't know how to bring up the bigger issues. The possibility that her parents planted the knife in my bag. How I feel like the car is being used to control me. How I've slowly felt like they are trying to dictate aspects of my life just like hers. When they gifted me the car after Christmas, they told me they would keep it in their name since they had a good interest rate and payments. I didn't think too much of it at the time. I was just grateful to have a car that wasn't constantly breaking down. Her mom gave me an envelope, and I was under the impression that they were the renewal stickers. The car's registration expired on January of 25. A week into January, I went to put the new stickers on and opened the envelope, only to find a denial letter because she never submitted the required inspection. When I texted her about it, she already knew it was a denial, not the renewal stickers, but didn't mention it to me beforehand. While she was somewhat helpful when I asked for info on how to get it fixed, it turned into a frustrating ordeal. Since the car isn't in my name and is registered in a different county, it took almost a month to get everything processed. I ended up figuring it out on my own and was able to change the mailing address so that stickers would come directly to me. But here's where I still haven't received the stickers. It's been 3 weeks. After reading everyone's comments, I can't shake the feeling that this might be intentional. A temporary receipt from the DMV is only valid for 31 days, which means it expires next week. If I get pulled over with expired registration, that could cause serious problems, especially because I'm applying to work in law enforcement. I've completely dropped the idea of moving to their city and will not be continuing the interview process for that job. I also know that I need to get a new car as soon as possible. I'm going to start saving, and when my girlfriend comes to visit at the end of April, I'll ask her to drive the gifted car back. Hopefully by then, I'll have another car lined up. Looking back, I felt weird about the car from the moment they gave it to me. I was excited and grateful, but something in my gut just told me there were strings attached. Before the car, I didn't feel like I owed them anything or that they were entitled to details about my life. Now I feel like they use it as leverage to monitor me. I know I need to talk to my girlfriend about this, but I want to approach it in a way that isn't judgmental, just honest about how I feel. We generally have good communication, but I'm worried about how she'll react given her response to my last call. To also address the comments about timeline for when my girlfriend will be financially free from them, I think it will be a very long time. They have given her everything she's wanted and needed her whole life, and she doesn't have to work. She's only in the last few months starting to realize that her parents are leveraging money to control her and is starting to want to look for jobs while going to school, which I'm very proud of her for coming to this realization, as I know it is not easy for her to do, but I honestly think it may be years before she actually stops being provided for. Does anyone have any advice on how to navigate the conversation? How do I explain everything in a way that she'll understand without making her feel defensive? Also, I understand that timelines are as far as age don't match. I'm trying to keep this as anonymous as possible. Let's check in the community for some relevant comments. First up, you need to give the car back even if it hurts your day-to-day life. If it's not registered in your name, it's not your car. The car is nothing but a tracking device and maybe even a way for them to try to gather intel on you to use against you with your girlfriend. Same thing as putting a rusty pocket knife in your luggage. Be glad it wasn't drugs. If you had been caught with that little pocket knife at TSA, they'd make you throw it away, but you might not be arrested. But you would have been immediately detained for drugs. Just saying. The OP replies, I know I need to give the car back, and I have been feeling that way for a while. I don't even feel like it's mine. But I don't know how to go about doing that without severing the relationship I have with them and making my girlfriend question my motives. Someone else chimes in, if you didn't do laundry at a laundromat, the parents set you up. Do not go back to their house. If you do, don't even bring a purse, and don't take anything from them. I'd give the car back as well. That's some cray crap. The OP replies, yeah, I did the laundry at my house. I truly feel like I cannot trust them anymore, and it's given me anxiety. Update. A lot has happened since my original post, and it's honestly hard to even know where to start. I got my own car fixed and no longer drive the one that was given to me, the same one involved in the initial situation. When I finally told my girlfriend everything, she believed me and wanted to get to the bottom of it. I felt relieved. I also talked to a few of my childhood friends, people she's only met once and who live out of state, just to get some perspective. I was intentional about who I chose to speak to. I picked people who do not know her family, and knowing the information we talked about would not change their dynamics because they don't know each other. I still wanted to honor her and our relationship. When I told her, though, she flipped. She didn't speak to me for a full day and said I had betrayed her trust. Then she told her dad that I thought her mom planted the knife, which I never said. If anything, I've always quietly believed it was her dad. This was a much worse betrayal. She went to the source, and finding that out hurt me so bad, and I don't think I will ever heal from that. We fought, eventually talked it out, and kept moving forward. Or tried to. Then about a month ago, everything imploded. Her dad found out her mom was cheating. The evidence? 7 back and forth messages between her and an old family friend catching up. That was it. But it didn't matter. He spiraled. While my girlfriend was home, he started screaming at her mom, calling her a whore, a slut, just completely degrading her. It got so intense that my girlfriend had to kick a door open out of fear. The next day, he kicked her mom out, cut off her phone service and all her cards. She's a stay-at-home mom with no personal finances. He left her with nothing. My girlfriend came to stay with me after that. Tried to get space. He started blowing up her phone with unhinged messages just because she set a boundary. Meanwhile, her mom went back to the house while he was at work to grab some of her things and found her computer background changed to a picture of a man who supposedly cheated with. When she walked into the bathroom, all of her perfume bottles were smashed and shards of glass were everywhere. On the bed, an assault rifle laid out, intentionally placed, meant to intimidate. A week later, he invited her, the mom, out to dinner, but only communicated through their son, saying things like, tell your mom to come to dinner. At dinner, he acted like everything was normal, held her hand, made her think things were mending. Then, mid-meal, he slid her an envelope. Inside was a Mother's Day card from her own mom, but written over the sweet note in the thick black Sharpie. Do not make a scene. We are getting a divorce. With his ring inside the envelope. It was calculated, disturbing, cruel, and it was all done with a smile on his face in front of their children. Watching this unfold shattered something in me. I watched my girlfriend's entire world collapse. She had always held her dad in the highest regard, saw him as someone who could do no wrong. But I thought, finally, maybe now she'll see what I've been seeing all along, because I never truly believed her mom planted the knife. I always felt it was him. He's dangerously intelligent, and that's what makes him so terrifying. His attacks are calculated and psychological. But then, after 2 weeks of crying in my arms, telling me how scared she was, she went back. And the same night she got back, she said she had a good talk with her dad and that they were good now. Just like that. After everything. Now her mom is fully moved back in. They're all acting like none of it ever happened. And my girlfriend is doing the same. She's giving herself no space to process. She's always been expected to be everyone's rock, to hold it all together. And now she's doing that again, pretending everything is fine. I couldn't take it anymore. After being on the phone with her and hearing her interact with her parents like nothing happened, I finally told her the truth. That she's being manipulated. That it's hard to watch. That I will never see her parents the same way again. That I don't want a relationship with them moving forward. It hurt her, deeply. She wants me to be good with her family. I get it, they mean everything to her, but I will never be good with them. I'm still so angry for her, because all I see is how they use her, manipulate her, and take advantage of her loyalty, and she doesn't see it. We argued again. I'm exhausted. We're supposed to be moving abroad together in 2 months, and yet we're both trying to live in completely different realities. I love her, but this is breaking me. Let's check in for one quick relevant comment. Your relationship is over. Please take it out back and shoot it already. Watching this miserably play out isn't fun for anyone. The OP replies, I don't agree that our relationship is over. We're really great in person, have been doing long distance for a year, and for the most part have continued to push each other to grow and be better versions of ourselves. We just need to learn how to navigate her family dynamic in a way that I get to keep my boundaries and she still gets to feel connected to her family. On paper, it looks like a generous family trying to help, but the way they're controlling your life and even keeping tabs on you through the car is a huge red flag. A car that's not even registered to you and has a tracking app? That's not a gift, that's a leash. The rusty pocket knife in your laundry feels less like a coincidence and more like someone trying to mess with your head. Whether it was planted or just careless, it's not normal and definitely not okay. And their immediate reaction to scare you about airport security instead of helping find out where it came from? Suspicious, to say the least. What are your thoughts about all this? Let us know below. And thank you for joining us today in the rLounge. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Until next time. And please put your chair back where you found it.